Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever else I've missed. It's Saturday morning here in sunny old Cahuna in Victoria, Australia. It's about 2 degrees outside this morning. It's freaking chilly, but the sky is clear, which is why it's so bloody cold, I guess. It's the second clear night we've had in, oh God, it seems like bloody ages. For someone who's taking photos of the night sky with their phone camera, the clouds are a bit of a pain in the ass. This morning, this afternoon, whatever it is for wherever you are, we've got a few things to have a chat about. The thumbnail said that we're going to talk about leaks and stuff. We might talk about that a little bit. You know, I generally don't do that sort of stuff. It's just that one of the two admins on the Bloody Legends Facebook group over there, they sent me a screenshot, I think it was, of the Apple logo with all the what appears to be stars around it, and we had a little bit of a discussion, and I think we all kind of mutually agreed that it was just bullshit. But we shall see what we see, I suppose. Scott Baker, are you still in here? It's happy birthday to Scott Baker. Today he is 74 years old. 74. The sound is on. What are you talking about? The only one staring. You might be the only one staring at a blank screen, because that's my settings. I said when Patricia joins, don't let him see me. The sound is on. Mate, everyone's working fine. It just must be the internet where you are. Throw another hamster on the wheel, mate, and get that thing going. This morning I am joined by Greg McMillan. He's probably sitting there right now going, man, this guy can jibber jabber like nothing else. Actually, no, it's Shane Mostert I'm bringing in, isn't it? Shane Moiston.
Hey, everybody. Happy birthday, Scott Baker.
74 years young today. I don't know if he's still in here. We were talking on Facebook just before. Scott's one of the admins on the Facebook group. Scott and Devo, or Devo. I like to call it Devo. I don't know if he's still in here, but right now he'll be saying, you son of a bitch, 74 years old. He told me not to tell anyone just how old he was. How's the weather in your neck of the woods, mate?
It is sunny and clear and 29 degrees.
Really?
Yes, really.
Jesus.
So much for that 3 weeks of summer we get, eh?
Hey, that's right.
I'm going to Canadianize the hell out of this show, too.
Yeah, there'll be 27 apologies before the end of the show.
Yeah.
They'll all come from you. Hey, that's mine and Greg. See, whoever this is, unfortunately, the can I see it on here? No, I can't. Because I use StreamYard to live stream, and when I live stream, I stream to YouTube and the Phone Photo School Facebook page, as well as the Bloody Legends group on Facebook. So it goes to all three places at once. And when people log into Facebook, if they want to join to watch the show and to comment, there needs to be like a tick box thing that you need to allow. Otherwise, it just says Facebook user. And then later on in the day, I'll find out who on earth made that comment. So if you are on Facebook, it's not that
it might be Dave Podner. I'm not sure, because I know sometimes him and I go back and forth about our short Canadian summers, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, that explains the comment too. That's your gimmick. I just followed Dave on that app that we were talking about just a minute ago.
Yeah.
It's what did we decide how we pronounce it?
Vero. Yeah.
Is anyone
Podner.
here
Yep.
Yep. You are correct, Greg.
Hey, Dave.
Does anyone? We should probably get him on here at one time. I'm always reluctant to. Every time I think about, should I get on? I think about Dave, and I think every time I've ever spoken with the three of us having a conversation, his internet always just seems to be shit. Like it's always a bit like pixelated and stuff. I'm not sure if that's his connection.
It's probably because his iMac has it's the poor quality webcam in his iMac. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's all it is. I should
yeah.
certainly
I
reach
think
out
that's all
and
it
bring
is.
him on.
Because whenever him and I are doing the podcast, we never have any connection issues.
It sounds fine. The sound quality is fine, but it always looks
Yeah,
pixelated.
yeah,
When the three of us talk, and I can see the three of us, and his always looks a bit. To me, it looks that way anyway. But if it's only that, he can just use his phone, and we can do it. Like there's plenty of people the guests that come onto this show, who just use their phone.
yeah,
So
yeah.
stay tuned, Dave. Oh, there's also a few other people who have contacted me. I put a post on the group earlier this week, and if you wanted to come on the show, just send me a message. A few people have sent me a message. I'll get to all of you in the next few days, or the next week or so, and we'll work out some guests. From the thumbnail that you saw there, and I saw Will Newcomb, and he'll be watching this in about 2 hours' time or so. And he just kind of went off saying, "I'm not watching bloody leaks and stuff like this from iPhones," and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's totally cool because I generally don't do them." But because I saw that image with the guys in that chat, like I mentioned before, it got me thinking, what is coming to the iPhone? And I don't know. You've obviously done some homework, Greg. You're kind of when it comes to macro stuff, you're kind of my go-to. Ask Greg how this works, and when it comes to what's coming to iPhone, the way that I know what's actually going to be happening at Apple events is because I just listen to your podcast. I never watch the damn thing. I just listen to your podcast afterwards because you guys kind of like summarize it nicely to what is, well,
Yeah, and we are going to be doing the show again on Wednesday after the event, so it'll be a Wednesday evening for me. Whatever time that'll be around the world.
Yeah, cool. So, you saw that photo with the logo with the stars and stuff?
Yep.
I'll see if I'll just bring it up for people who don't know. This is something that I did not prepare earlier. I'm just going back through the chat.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say that every Apple event has some kind of a graphic.
Yep.
You know, and there's always a hint of what's coming in these graphics, whether it's just simply a wallpaper or a feature, hardware, software, whatever. So
that's it.
There it is.
And when I looked at that and I went, "Oh, that looks like stars." So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it most likely means one of two things. And I should say, too, that the last podcast, Dave did solo because I wasn't feeling well that evening. And he put out a lot of his thoughts about, what he thinks this means and what could be coming up. So, folks, you can just go back and check that latest episode. But for me, what I think this means is, I think they're going to have improvements for astrophotography. I really do, and that's one of the things. And the other thing is, I think there's going to be some satellite connectivity that will work if you are out in the middle of nowhere, you have no signal, something happens, and it's a life or death situation. You need to get a hold of somebody. I think it's going to be text based only. Like you'd be able to send a text message to someone to get help. I don't think it's going to be like voice calls or anything else because Apple hasn't quite bought space yet.
Not yet.
The
day is young.
Yeah, they haven't purchased outer space, so. But I think that's my thoughts, and I thought that as soon as I saw this, because it says far out. That to me that says far out outer space. I don't think it's any secret to Apple that people have been doing astrophotography with these phones lately. So
yeah, that's all thanks to you, mate. I think astrophotography for phones I think it is such a small little part of the market for any phone manufacturer. Like that, pretty much everybody that's listening to us right now, or in the chat, or whatever, I think they've all tried it at some point, because that's what I do, and they wouldn't be here otherwise, I guess, is my point. But I in the broad scheme of things for them, it's such a small market. But I think it also makes for a really, really, really impressive image when you can see the galactic core and it comes from a phone. That's just marketing drool, that just looks amazing. But one of the, and you just touched on it as well, was the guys in the admin group there. They were saying that it could be Verizon or AT&T, one of those companies, are doing something with Starlink, and this could be similar. It could be a similar thing. So it may be absolutely nothing at all to do with the camera at all. When I went looking for this graphic after the boy shared it to me on that chat, and it's actually like a bit of a moving graphic,
you can do an AR thing with it.
Yeah, so that tells me it's possibly not to do with low light photography. I think it's more probably to do with the satellites thing, as you mentioned.
Well, the satellite capability has been built into the iPhone since the 12.
Yeah,
and and the giveaway for that is that if you have a poor signal, and if you see up where the Wi-Fi emblem is and all that stuff, if your little bars that show you what your signal is, if they disappear and as you see SOS, that's satellite connectivity, or the capability. I've just heard that's what that means. It's been built into the devices since the 12.
Yep. iSatellite, you reckon?
Could very well be. Yeah. That's a good one.
That's gold. Give it 10 years for 200 times zoom. Yeah. It's so we can talk about a little bit about any other relevant photography sort of leaks that you may have heard about this phone, because I had a quick look this morning, because I generally don't get onto the whole look what's coming here, look what's coming there, because I did it when I first started the channel, I reckon, for a couple of videos. Something in my head tells me I did do it at some point, to try and just test things to see if it worked for as far as the algorithm in YouTube goes. But my gut feeling is it's a load of shit. It just doesn't. We're just kind of guessing. I think we even spoke about it with David Addison one time about leaks. Every phone that I watch coming, and I watch the leaks coming, and I kind of go, I just don't believe that, and I don't believe it until I get that damn thing in my hand and give it a go. But what are your thoughts?
Well, some of the leakers are pretty darn good. So the notes that I made, excuse me, the notes that I made are from John Prosser, and sometimes he's really, really good. Sometimes he's way off. Yep. And you know what? If I could just take like 30 seconds just to rhyme them all off, and then anything that we'll talk about will be photo or camera related. So there'll be no iPhone mini this year. The 14 and the 14 Max will have the same chip as the 13. The 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max will have the new chip and the extra camera, of course. The 14 Pro models are getting this dot and pill design in the screen, where it's the camera and then the array of other things. Depending on how you turn it, it could look like an eye, it could look like an exclamation point. So the and the little camera indicators that you see on the screen now, if you open your camera, it's got a little like an orange dot. It's got a little orange dot there to let you know that the camera was on, or whatever color it is for that. Those will be nice and bright. Pardon?
The mic, I think mic's the orange one and green's the camera. I think.
I think you're right. Yeah, the camera's green. So when those come on, they're going to be really bright, a lot brighter than what you see now. But that's minor. But anyway, and the front-facing camera will have autofocus. It's never had that before, and a wider aperture. So satellite connectivity is something that we think is going to be there. The colors of the Pro phones will be the graphite, silver, gold, and purple will be the new color.
Purple.
Always purple, yeah. It's a not a bright purple, but it's a nice. It's supposed to be like a nice subdued purple. You know, you've seen the Sierra blue of the 13 Pro, right? So the purple will be just like, you know, they just move the color slider over to the purple side.
Yeah,
but
you know that in the first like 3 months of this phone being on the market, all the colors are going to go, and you're going to ring around looking for this phone, and everywhere you ring, they're going to say, "We only have purple in stock."
Yeah.
No,
I don't think I'll be going
nobody
purple.
wants purple.
I'll probably go back to graphite. But anyway, real quick here, always on display on the Pro phones. It'll be a variable refresh rate, right down to 1 hertz, just like the latest Apple Watches are. Wallpaper will dim, but there'll still be color on display. The widgets will be in color. In iOS 16, the processor says USB-C will come next year, which could be interesting. And the next iPhone SE is probably just going to be the 10R. And the 14 Max, which is going to be like the plain 14, but the bigger one, he says it'll likely be about $899 US to start. So
Okay. I'm on the
thing that I've heard is there'll be no periscope zoom.
What happened then?
No periscope zoom this year. Maybe next year. Who knows? There'll be a 48 megapixel sensor on the wide camera. And that's why I think they're looking at this astrophotography improvement. And
if it's a 48 megapixel camera, it's binned, I assume.
Yeah, it'll likely be binned.
Yep. I just need to make a point here. You know what? It's my freaking channel. I'll call it an X because that's what we call it here.
Oh.
Freaking pommy git.
I've always called it 10 because that's what they called it when they announced it.
Sure.
But anyway, but your channel, you do what the hell you want.
I'm gonna. I've never heard it called a 10. I've only ever heard it called an X, XS, X.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, it's this 70-year-old guy going on 90.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Scott Baker. Binning, just like the Pixel 6, like these guys are going to be advertised. What did you say it was? A 48 megapixel?
Yeah.
And this is like the Pixel 6, because they talked about the same camera, 48 megapixel, and it came out and it was permanently binned to 12, just so the pixels were bigger. But realistic, and I was so excited. I reckon we've discussed this before. I was so excited about having this pixel that was, the best part of 50 megapixels. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm picturing printing Astro photos like giant size.
Yeah,
but no, it was just.
But I think the other thing about this 48 megapixel sensor too will give it 8K video capability. Yeah.
Yep. And that would be awesome. And I'll still release my videos in 1080p.
Yep.
Because
so anyway, those are
like Patrika. I've got to put more hamsters on the wheels when I upload a video because our internet just suck diddly yucks. I'll be sitting here like all week long. I'll be just uploading a video if it was 4K. Yeah. So do I. At least 10. So tell your friends. 10K. We'll see. And I think that's happened every time a new phone has come out on my channel. A new phone comes out, I take it out bush and I take some photos with it, and I'll watch my subscribers go through the roof. Yeah. And between phones, it kind of does this. Then a new phone comes out, so bam, up it goes again.
Yep.
Yes. It's never been called. What are you saying?
It's
I
the
used to
phone.
like
It's never
him.
been called an X, apart from the Neanderthals that know better, that know better.
I used to like. I was coming over to England to photograph your wedding, but I'm not now. Just because you said that. That's the only reason. So,
Oh,
uh,
Patrica.
hey, hey! I was looking. I was looking the other day because you made a comment similar to this because I had probably like a week and a bit off and I didn't do any video. Might have even been 2 weeks actually, and because the sky's just been shit. And
Yeah.
from a work and reward point of view, if I go ahead and do just videos about I'll walk around and take photos of a tree or some freaking thing, and it's not in my niche. The videos don't do well anyway. I might get a couple of hundred views on it, and there's no point doing it. I'd rather wait till I've got a clear sky like I did the other night, and I went out and shot. I actually shot Pixel 6 again, and with when I take the A7R3 out and took some Astro with that as well, and once the first photo came on the back of the A7, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. If only a phone could do that. You'll see it in the video. And that's this,
But he said, "Be right back." That means he's going to unsubscribe and then subscribe again.
So that's why, like, if the sky's just crap, it's there's no point in me doing anything really. No, only the hardcore people who are watching everything that I push out are going to watch that sort of stuff. It's not going to bring new people to the community. And I don't enjoy doing it. You can probably tell that from the videos. Shoot the wedding and add X. I was going to say I'll come to the wedding and shoot the wedding with the iPhone XS, but I can't. I've actually sent that to someone so they can use it because I don't use it anymore. I actually just found it when I was cleaning out my shed. I opened the locker up in my shed and went sorting through stuff. There's a bloody iPhone in there. That's a really old iPhone in there. Plugged it in, turned on. Sweet, I'm going to make a video with this. So I did. And I thought I'll send it to someone who can make better use of it than what I can. Which we were talking before about the 14. I think if it is going to have that 48 megapixel camera, I think it will be binned. I think we're going to have it just like the Pixel did. So I don't want to get all excited because that was the biggest disappointment for me, and ever since I've been doing this channel, that Pixel 6, I was so excited and just shit. But I think about it often enough about what the most ideal camera phone or what my most ideal phone would be, because there's certainly parts of, and you guys know I carry an iPhone every day because I use a Mac, got watch, iPad, all that sort of stuff. So it makes sense.
Yeah, you're in the ecosystem.
So I use the iPhone as my phone. The other phones are around. There's like the Pixel, the Huawei, and Samsung and stuff. They all do good things, and they all do some things better than the other phones do those some things. And it got me thinking. What's he? -1. You son of a bitch. So it got me thinking, like, there's things that like the Huawei does. In my honest opinion, I think that the Huawei camera system is the best camera system on any phone. I'll put that out there. I really think it is. The things that it can do, it's got 100% automatic mode. It's got 100% full manual mode. It's got all the inbuilt systems to do long exposure photography, light painting, star trails. All that is right there in the camera app. And that's That's bloody awesome. But what out of other cameras and stuff, other phones, what would you take from any phone to put into a phone if you had a master phone?
Well, I would definitely take a bigger sensor. I think there's a Sony phone that has a 1-inch sensor in it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
There's a phone called Vivo that is,
Yep.
I mean, according to their website, if everything is accurately done and everything else, looks like one hell of a good phone with
Yep.
like a good camera system. And I think it's a Leica camera system.
Yep. That's right.
And
Yep.
the darn thing is only like 1,300 and some Canadian.
Yep.
Like I'll be paying probably close to $2,000 for my iPhone coming up in later this month, and it doesn't look like it's going to be half the camera system that this thing has.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think, I mean, one of the biggest beefs that I've been hearing about with the iPhone camera system is that when you select the telephoto camera, sometimes it uses the wide angle sensor or wide angle camera and zooms it because of the better aperture and all that stuff. So, I mean, I really don't know enough about a lot of the Android phones like the Samsungs and the Huawei's and that. I know they take great pictures because I've seen them, but as far as the technical specs of them, I mean, the perfect phone, the perfect mobile camera system for me would be every camera would have to have the widest aperture possible. And, you know, it just ticks me off that they went from the 12 Pro Max to the 13 Pro Max and made the telephoto camera aperture smaller, considerably smaller. Now, I'm sure there's a lot to do with physics there, but I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. Oh gosh, I never really put any thought to what the perfect mobile camera system would be, but but it would have to be, you know, amazing light gathering capabilities for sure. That would be number one.
Yeah, I think when I look at all the different systems that are out there, I like the Huawei because it has everything right there. You don't need to go and get any third-party apps to do the vast majority of stuff that I do on this channel here. I think that the Astro mode that's in the Pixel should be on every freaking camera. It's so easy to do. But I absolutely love the fact that iPhone only pushes out like 4 models or 5 models, 3 models, whatever it's going to be that particular year. So it's so easy for app developers to cross-pollinate across a lot of them. You know,
yeah.
And the apps are just almost endless. Whereas you can't say that about the Androids, obviously. I think that the ease of use of the iPhone is up there. The battery life of the iPhone has got to be up there. But I can go sometimes a couple of days without charging my phone and it's fine. And that's still while I'm out there taking photos and shooting some video with it and stuff. I think the battery life on the 13 Pro Max is just bloody awesome. I've heard some people saying about it overheating. Have you got 13 Pro Max or is it
no 12 Pro Max?
12 Pro Max. I remember one of you had it.
Dave does.
Yeah, I hear all these people talking about how it overheats. I've never ever had that even get warm, and with the second channel that we've got going on, almost everything that I do on that is recorded on the phone. Or certainly all the B-roll. And I've never had it heating up ever. I just never have.
I've never had it heat up doing photos.
Yeah, or you would think even with shooting video it would be a problem, like heating up, but it just never has. I've never had it. The new future Shane will be inside the phone to. Do you remember when Microsoft Word Office came out first and it had that little paper clip?
Yeah.
There'll be a little Shane jumping up and down. No, your ISO's too high.
Yeah.
The photo. Oh, we already saw that one. I was going to do it as a joke and send you a pic. Oh, he has been around. He would be. I reckon. I'm not sure. When did you first sub, Greg?
Oh gosh. On the YouTube
You were
channel?
certainly one of the new ones. Yeah, you were certainly one of the very, very early ones. But I remember Devo when I first hit 100,000. I reckon it was him. I'm almost certain it was him, and he made a comment about I'll be reminding you of the 1,000 when you hit 100,000 or something like that. He made some sort of comment like that. He made, and he's still here. He's not sick of me yet. I see that as a challenge.
he's teasing that he could leave though.
Yeah, but he won't. It's such an English thing to do, just tease and threat and not do anything. Huawei P40 Pro, most of the times use software to help it zoom cameras, only perfecting. Absolutely. I don't know if Samsung does the same, but I hear you. Absolutely. It's like the 108 megapixel camera on the Samsungs, and whatever other cameras do it as well. I'm not sure which other one. I know there's others do it. But unless it's like perfect lighting situation, you don't have that option to even try it. A friend of mine, they're going on a hike in Tasmania, and we're talking about what camera she was going to take, and she's actually got my old S21 Ultra. I said, just take that. Like, so what if I want to print something? I'm like, well, if it's a good day, just push that button and you'll be able to print the damn thing the size of a poster. It'll be fine. So I think the days of actual point and shoot cameras are gone when you can do things like this. But I think what Patrick is saying there, I think it's absolutely on the money. I think that only in the perfect conditions, which is why when I was saying early in the stream about astrophotography being so cool to look at, but it's such a small little segment of the market for this same sort of reason. Like the people who are going to use that sort of thing are going to do it in the middle of the day or for the moon, and that's about it. Yeah. Oh, 13 Pro battery is horrible. I don't know about Pro.
The Pro compared to the Pro Max, yes, it is a lot less because it's a lot smaller battery.
Yeah, but what I was saying before, like mine is that's the max what I've got, and it's probably got the best battery life of a phone that I've ever had. I think it's fantastic. Thoughts on Apple adoption or lack of adoption of RCS? RCS. What's RCS?
Google is trying to make their messaging system a little more like iMessage on the iPhone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, all I know about this is that it's not as secure as iMessage, and when you think about it, why would Apple adopt a technology that's less secure than their own, for one? And the other thing is the appealing factor about iMessage is to get people on iPhones. In the United States, I think they said like 80% of the teenagers that have a phone, they have an iPhone because of iMessage and because of what it could do. Like it's so, it's pretty fun to use, and they're not going to shoot themselves in the foot by either opening that up to other platforms or adopting a technology like RCS. iMessage just works. It ain't broke, so they're not going to fix it, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. The thing that I've always said about Apple products, I don't say it as much now, but I've always said it in the past, is that Apple's stuff just works. Like it just works. You plug it in, it works. You plug in your Windows computer, and half an hour later you can use it because it's finished doing all the freaking updates and stuff. It's Well, before moving down here into regional Australia, I used to work in the IT field, and since leaving that, I've never used a Windows machine since then. And I've never been happier with the stuff that I interact with. To me, it just makes sense. Why would you go messing with it with something that just that just works. To me, it doesn't make sense why you would change that. You want to jump on the iMessenger bandwagon there, birthday boy? Get an iPhone.
He put a prelude to that comment too.
There you go.
He said that Apple defaults back to SMS when not on iMessage, which it does, and that gives you the green bubble.
That's right.
Google wants them to default to RCS. Sorry, Google, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. I've dealt with a lot of overheating on my 13 Pro Max when shooting lots of photos in RAW. See, I don't get that. I've never had it, and I shoot a lot. Pretty much everything I shoot is in RAW. I
use ProRAW all the time.
Yeah, I can't explain why that's. It's not the first person that I've seen that says that. A few people have said that, but I've never seen it. It might have to do with that most of the shooting that I do in RAW is out in the middle of the night and it's dark and it's cold. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure. It's about time Apple sent you a photo. That's just not going to happen, dude. Yeah. I might use some of Marquez Brownlee's graphics on my videos, but Apple are not going to be sending me anything to use. It's just not going to happen. I don't think those guys even get it far out of the gate. I don't know. Possibly. It's probably the easiest one for them to do. Who knows? I think that's just...
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, the bigger the optical zoom, the bigger the camera bump's going to have to be.
That's right.
Unless it's a periscope zoom.
Unless it's periscope, yeah. Yep. Do I think Apple Watch 8 will have blood pressure? I don't know. I think any sort of health-related things that the watches and stuff do these days, it should be a guide only. I think it's a bit of tech that's hanging off your arm, and after a while that you've had it on there for a while, and if it starts acting abnormally, you should probably see someone. But I look at things like that, blood pressure, and go, you're only checking your blood pressure if you've got a reason to check your blood pressure. You wouldn't be doing it just for shits and giggles. You'd be doing it because it's an issue. And I wouldn't be relying on a watch if I've got a health issue.
But it does, it would monitor it regularly. So if it spiked or whatever, it could alert you. And even if it's not that accurate, it may be, there's potential that it could be a life-saving thing. Same with the heart rate thing in the Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again, it's not, it's not super accurate. It's like you say, a guide only.
Yeah, I think it would be very entertaining if that was a feature, and you could broadcast what it is, and then I could put out a tweet or something and saying I'm about to go and climb Mount Hope in the dark, and you all could watch my blood pressure go up and down as I'm falling down and stuff in the middle of the night. I don't know if it would have blood pressure, because I don't know if you can take blood pressure from your wrist. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that would work.
Any doctors in the chat? Tell us. Switch to, yeah. I must admit, whenever I try and put this onto a gimbal or something, it's freaking heavy for the gimbal. You can just hear the motors working all the time, and I kind of go, maybe next time I won't get a Max. Maybe just next time I'll get just a Pro. But then I wear these things, and I don't like wearing these things when I'm out at nighttime, especially. So the bigger screen certainly helps. So I don't know. Time will tell.
I've got the 12 Pro Max. My wife has a 12, and the difference is it's quite noticeable.
I see. Now you've got me thinking I won't do it. Am I going to be using the Vero? I think I will. I think I'll certainly use it. I've kind of lost. I've kind of lost the love for Instagram. I've never really,
because the Instagram sucks.
Yeah, calm down. Listen to you Canadians going off your chops. Jeez, such an aggressive country.
Oh, sorry. That's one.
I think I'm always mindful about going onto different platforms because then there's just more places you've got to do stuff. Like I've got the Instagram account. I don't put much on there really. I've only got, I don't know, it's probably a couple thousand, what they call their followers.
Yeah.
And I've got my Facebook page, which I really don't do much with. It's all YouTube for me. I've got a Twitter account, but realistically, I use Twitter mainly to watch the other side of the world kind of eat itself to death and watch it burn. But then, because that tends to be what happens over there. But I also like.
Also, you're following politics.
Stuff just comes up. I don't really follow anything. Like I follow you on Twitter, and I think I follow like Scott Bourne and just some photographers. Really, I follow on Twitter. But it just all this shit just comes on there, and you just kind of go, man, get a life, get off the freaking phones, get off your social media and stuff, and just live your life for Christ's sake. But I don't know. I've set up a Vero account, and I've put a couple of photos on there just this morning. It's I don't know. I probably will use it more, to be honest. I don't like too much. I've got enough with the analytics and stuff with YouTube to follow to make sure that what I'm doing there is right, or working out that what I'm doing wrong is actually affecting me. And then you get the same sort of thing with Facebook, and you get the same sort of thing with Instagram. And I kind of like, I don't want that. Like if I want to put up photos just to share it and show people what I'm doing, I'll continue to use Vero. And I think Vero also, you can put links in stuff in the comments. So I probably will use that. So for me, that just makes sense. I take a great photo, put it on there, and link it to the video that I've just shot for that. So that makes sense to me. So I probably will use it more, to be honest. Tune in 2 weeks' time, and you'll see how much I'm using it. We'll see.
Yeah.
You obviously use it because I followed you this morning. Follow on Vero? I'm assuming it's follow.
Yeah, there's follow, and then you can connect too.
Right. I like the slider, the privacy slider. I like that. That's a good idea.
And there's a nice Mac version too.
Yeah, right. I'll have to check that out too. Google wants them. Mate, no one cares what Google wants, all right? Sorry, it's his birthday. I shouldn't just like write him off like that. No one cares what Google thinks, mate. I see no sense buying Pro Max, but one day I realized it's like better to buy one device instead of that's a pretty valid point. I've got iPad and I've got an iPhone Pro Max, and the iPad doesn't get used that much, to be honest. It's really only when I go away and I need a bigger screen to like do some editing and stuff on. But I generally don't use my iPad really because the screen on the iPhone is so damn big.
Yeah, I had an iPad, and then when it was actually the iPhone 8 Plus, when I got it, the iPad started collecting dust.
Well, there you go. I don't really play big games on my phone. The only games on my phone really is to sit there when I'm like bored shitless at an airport or something, and I'll put a game on my phone and just chew the time away for a little bit. But I generally don't play games on. Do you play games on your phone?
The odd one. Like I've got the Apple One Premium subscription, so I've got Apple Arcade, and sometimes I'll find one in there that I'll toy around with. Solitaire, I play that sometimes. There's a cribbage one.
Certainly nothing that's going to be really pushing the power usage on that phone anyway.
Well, yeah, actually. Well, yeah, I got F1 Mobile. It's a Formula One racing game, and it's pretty intense. It'll actually heat it up a little bit sometimes too.
Yeah, okay.
But of course, I've got everything turned on to the max. Because I want all the graphics.
Yeah. I didn't buy it to sit it on the shelf and look at it.
Yeah.
I'm with raw photo all the time because I can change the color of Shane. Popular cap for. You're talking about my hats that I wear? I'm assuming that you're talking about hats. Wow, I'm not even going to try and pronounce your last name there, Damien. Wow. I don't want to because I'll
Wojciechowicz?
probably. I don't know. See now
Wojciechowicz?
in the army, everyone gets a nickname. Like you would be Macca for sure because it's McMillan. I was Mozzie because of Mostyn. There's a mate of mine. His last name's Gordon, so he's Flash.
Oh,
If anyone's got red hair, they're Blue. That's their nickname is Blue.
oh, really?
Absolutely. Now this fellow,
I would have thought they'd be called Ginger.
no, you call him Blue. Don't worry, it's hard.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's hard to pronounce. You see now, if that was a name in the Aussie Army, his nickname would be Wheelbarrow
Oh, really?
because you need a wheelbarrow to carry that last name. There's a lot there.
Actually, there's a guy that I work with. He's Greek, and his last
Yep.
name, I don't know how many letters are in it, but it's Papathanasiou, and people just call him Harry Alphabet. His first name's Harry. They call him Harry Alphabet.
Yep. Alphabet works too for that one. Yep. Alphabet absolutely works too for Davey's one there, for sure. Have you found any stacky apps for No. But I have found one for Android. That's right. We'll talk about that soon. Right now, Scott Baker's going, tell me. What was this? Maybe temperature first, but the watch would only say high temperature and no numbers. I'm not sure what that's. Is that referring to the blood pressure conversation? Maybe. I'm not sure.
The Apple Watch conversation for sure, but I think maybe a temperature sensor, like to read body temperature.
Oh, well, that makes more sense.
Before you get a blood pressure.
Yeah, that makes good sense. Thank you. Noodles? Would you say that's noodles?
I would think so.
that's
Yeah, noodles.
Yep. All the fake accounts and the photo cropping. The photo cropping's always been a bugbear of mine. When I was teaching iPhone photography in person, and I'd go through the iPhone like functions on the camera before we went and took photos, and it got to the size, and I'd get to the square, and I'd always say, oh, that's just for Instagram. That was my throwaway line. It's square. It's for Instagram. Don't use it. You can crop it later. And then Instagram all of a sudden went, no, I'll let you do it. I'm just going to shrink it down. I'm going to shrink down your portrait size photo and just have 2 black bars sort of thing. But the thing that I liked about this what's it, Vero, is it'll even, if you've got a landscape photo, you can just turn your phone. You can see the whole damn landscape photo. That's even that small little thing. Instagram, fair dinkum. Instagram sucks because there's no way of putting it. Well, there you go. That's the other thing with Instagram at the moment. It was for photographers. I think we've had that discussion when it first launched. It was for photographers. Now it seems to be for the chick in the bikini eating bloody muesli on an island beach somewhere. But if you're not putting out reels, it's kind of nothing. And I've seen this with Sarah's Instagram for the Windella farm. Like she'll put out a photo, put a photo, get minimal. Then put out. Then she's making a conscious effort to make reels to put onto Instagram, and it's going off. And I go, well, it was a photographer's thing.
Yeah,
not video.
It was the place to be if you were a photographer back in the day.
Yeah. Of course, you just upload it to Instagram. You do it all the time. I'm not sure how many followers.
See it.
Yeah, he takes obviously some bloody good photos. As much as I take the piss out of the guy, he's a bloody good photographer.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Do you follow me? It's not. Oh dear. I don't. Out of all the people that are in this bloody legends group, I think, Patricky, you should not. You're the person who should not be looking at anything political. You'll get banned everywhere. Like he gets Facebook jail like everywhere. Look, Danny Black listening but driving in Kentucky. He's still over there. He's been over there for. I reckon he's been over there for I want to say a month maybe. I see him doing. He's doing like Denny Black's been on this stream before. I don't know if you remember him, Greg.
Yeah,
he does
is he
a
the
lot
Kiwi?
of. No, he's an American fella.
Oh, he is American, but he lives in
Yep.
Australia or something.
Yeah, he lives up in Brisbane.
Oh, okay.
So like two states north of me, and he does. It's a tech review channel, and he reviews lots of tech stuff. He does a really, really, really good job. And when he came on this show here, I think he was late because he had a gig or something the night before, maybe.
Yeah.
But I was watching. I've been on to one of his live streams before, and he live streams with a guy over in the UK, and it's entertaining to listen to. But since he's been over in the States, some of his live streams, or one of them at least, I'm sure he does it more than just the once. He does. He's a musician as well. He plays guitar, he sings and stuff, and he live streams that as well. He's pretty freaking talented, this bloke. If you don't follow him, go and have a look. Danny Black, that's the name that's on the screen there right now. Go and see what he does. He's a very talented guy. And if you're looking at stuff like the tech stuff, that I'm going to say in the dollar figure, anything from say $20 up to say $400 or $500, this guy's reviewing pretty much everything in that sort of space. And some of the stuff above that as well, but the reviews he does is quite good. He pulls it out of the box. He talks about what it is, and he uses it and gives his honest opinion. It's worth checking him out. You are so kind. Did you say you were driving, Danny? But driving, and you're commenting on YouTube chats. This guy's like an accident waiting to happen. If you are driving in Kentucky right now, look out for the Aussie bloke. He's probably driving on the wrong side of the freaking road too. I wish they do something about mixed environments, but again, I think that's why you have things like what do you call it? WhatsApp that goes across everything. Just use that.
Yeah, and let Facebook see everything you're writing.
Yeah, why not? When people say that sort of thing to me, I go, I'm not that freaking interesting. Like, let them see. I don't care. Oh, he did get banned from Twitter. Patricia did get banned from Twitter for 12 hours. He's not. He's
anywhere
driving.
You haven't been banned from, Patricia?
So he's not driving over in Kentucky. So he's kind of got like a voice to text thing going on over there.
Well, someone else is doing the texting for him.
Yeah, but that's the voice to text. That's what he should be calling that person who's texting. Just start calling him voice to text for the rest of the day now, Denny.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get you.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I was typing whilst walking the dog and nearly crashed. Good on you, Devo. Of course you did. Listening and driving in South Dakota. Now, I don't know geography. I don't know if that's anywhere near where Danny is, but look out, Ron. This guy's a lunatic. He's all over the place and he's texting. What else are we going to talk about? So my daughter-in-law, she's not my daughter-in-law yet. Tom, if you're watching, sort your shit. Tom's my son, and they've been together for like 8.5, 9 years. I don't know if it's actually his birthday tomorrow. But when I was up there in July, it was my birthday then, and this morning, this is how this live stream goes. I start here and I just follow that red herring where my head goes. So I was talking to the admin guys on the Facebook group this morning, and Scott Baker says, "Oh, happy birthday, Shane." I'm like, "Oh, it's not my birthday, mate." I said, "My birthday was like a month ago or something." And he said, "Oh, I thought we had the same day." Oh, so it's your birthday. Is that what it is? So she actually, I don't know if you guys saw that in the last video. That was like in the back of the B-roll stuff. And on the front there, it's got like Shane Boston Photography and the logo and stuff. But she made this for me. It's pretty bloody cool. And,
that is cool.
A few guys have asked me if they could get one. I don't know. I don't want to inundate her with, "Hey, I need you to make 300 of these for me, please."
Yeah.
But if you would like one of those, let me know, and I'll see what I could do. If there's not heaps, well, I might be able to accommodate, but we'll see. Back to back to this Android stack here. Now, I haven't used it yet. I'll just put it over here onto this screen so I can share it. I haven't used the app yet because the skies have just been shithouse. But I've got a feeling tonight, well, this morning when I got out of bed, it was pretty clear. If it stays that way, I'll definitely use this app tonight. But this is, somebody contacted me, I think on Instagram, and asked me if I could review this. And I'll definitely get this and I'll definitely review it because it's a stacking app for noise for Android phones. So it's only because it's your birthday, Scott Baker, that I'm actually showing you this right now. Otherwise, I'd say just wait till the bloody videos come out. But Eagle Image Stacker, and the images look like, well, on the Play Store at least, they look like they do what it's advertised to do. There's the Andromeda Galaxy right there. I'm not sure if that's going to blow up. It will there, but that, I don't know. That looks pretty. To me, that doesn't even look like the same bloody photo.
Yeah,
But
it's a big
we'll see.
improvement for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So stay tuned. I'll be reviewing that one very, very shortly. So that's what it's called, Scott. Eagle Image Stacker. Instagram hasn't banned me yet.
Give it time.
Give it time. It's Apple Car and he can. It's Apple Car. It's Apple Car. What's Apple
CarPlay?
Car?
Probably CarPlay.
Right, CarPlay. Yep. I get married on my birthday. Best present I could get. Oh God. Jeez. Does she know? Not that it's your birthday, that you're getting married. Does she know yet? I like to take the piss out of him. Well, she kind of does. Like she does make these sorts of things. She's actually a school teacher, and she's made this sort of thing. She's made. I've got like a thermos that says "Bloody Legend" or something on it. My wife's got Sarah the Soap Queen or something like that. It says on her one. She does that sort of stuff, you know. It's a bit of a hobby for her, but if there's enough people that want one, I'll certainly ask her to make some. That's exactly why. Because that's exactly why it's on his birthday. Yeah, the cat's out of the bag now, man. You should try it this evening. Actually, have I got that photo there somewhere? No, I won't. Oh, I was going to put up where he's going tonight. He's got he sent me photos in that same group chat of the pier that he's going to take these tonight, to take some photos. And I was going to put it out there to see what people's thoughts are on it. It looks like he'll probably get some good photos. The galactic core is like rising above the water. He's got some rocks in the foreground. There's a bit of a pier. He'll be able to get something to work there, I think. So stay tuned. Scott Baker may be putting phone photos on the Bloody Legends Facebook group soon enough. Fun fact, my dodgy Xbox videos have your... Wait, what? What? Your Xbox videos have my voice on the intro? I want to go find this now. I don't know. I'm confused. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. On your YouTube videos, I reckon he's drunk.
There you go.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
So because it's about 10 o'clock where he is.
Oh, is it? It probably would be actually. So I reckon when I've had David on here, it's later at night. So probably
he's 5 hours. They're 5 hours ahead of me, and it's 5 o'clock here.
Yep. Cool. Have you got anything else you want to talk about, mate?
Well, getting back to the Instagram sucks thing, let's not forget about glass. I
Mm.
got to push that every chance I can because, um, I mean, Vero is nice. Vero is a very good experience, but if you want just photo sharing, then glass is it, in my opinion. And
Hmm.
it's not that expensive. It's $30 US for a year.
Yep.
I got a link I can get you your first year for 20. But it's no, and that's not why I'm pushing it. But I'm just saying that it is really really good.
Yep.
Uh, it's it's Instagram on steroids without any algorithms and all that other
Hmm.
crap.
Yep. Is there a business element to glass? Or glass?
Probably not,
Hmm.
because I mean, and it's going to continue to grow in features and things like that. But like there's no direct messaging, there's no group stuff or anything like that. It's just here's my photos, comment on them if you want. Um, Instead of having likes, it's appreciations, and nobody else could see how many you get other than yourself. So there's no
Hmm.
competing for anything. It's just a place to look at great photos from people.
Hmm. Hmm. And the search, how do you search on glass?
So you can search on the let's see here. Let me open it. So at the bottom of the screen, you've got your bell for notifications, and then the
Yep.
single person, that's your own profile.
Yep.
And this one here, that's where you can find people. So you can
Hmm.
scroll through and look at it shows their photos and that, or you can go to
Ah, okay.
up at the top.
Yep.
You got
Yep.
categories, and every
Yep.
month they add a new category. They've just added photojournalism for this month, so you can search by
Okay.
category, because when you make a post, you can add up to 3 different keywords or categories to your image, and be searchable that way. But
Yep.
Daniel Agee, who I interviewed on the podcast, said that's the next thing they're going to do is make big improvements to the search and discover of the app
Hmm.
within the app.
Okay.
So,
Hmm.
I mean, who knows what it's going to be, but knowing them the way they do things, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, there is a chance that one of the 21 watching. You should put a link to your channel um, in there, Devo. Could you break down the light pollution app just a bit? I'm trying to understand a little bit better to try and get some. Do you mean the light pollution map.info? Is that what you're talking about? Um, that's the only one that I use for light pollution.
That's probably the best one too.
Yeah, I'll I'll bring it up and share. Yes, it is that one. So everyone who's watching now, that's where I live, and you can see why I get the photos that I get. That what's the name of your town, Greg?
Owen Sound. It's 2 words. Owen, and then sound.
Canada.
Canada. Yep.
All right. So what we're looking at here, where that drop pin is where Greg is, and what we're looking for here is ideally anything without color. So pretty much everything on the screen right now has color. But if I go out to where my cursor is here and click right there, not right click, just a regular. Why are you not working? Oh, there we go. That's a Bortle 3 site. So the blue color is the 3. And as we get closer between the blue and to the red, it gets brighter and brighter, the more light pollution that's there. I'd be looking at 3, you'll get a reasonably good photo. So where Greg is, if he went out up this way, however far away that is, Greg, looking at the
Yeah.
the
10,
scale there,
15
it's
minute
probably
drive.
yeah. or up through here, actually up into here, you'll get some sensational photos up through this area here. And when I look at this, I go, well, the core rises on this side of the map, and it's going to set onto this side of the map. So I'd be going here going, what's over this? Could I get some photos over the top of this? As I look at that, where my cursor is right there, there's a bit of color in there. And I go, it's probably going to be too light polluted. If I sit over here and try and take a photo over this side here, there's too much light pollution here. It's probably not going to work. But if I went up to here and took a photo across, that would certainly work. That's a class 2 where it is there. But out over here, it's going to be nice and dark. You get a good sort of photo. Coming down to here, pretty much everything that's on the screen right now.
I'll zoom way out. Everybody can see that I live in the elephant's butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's Toronto down there. And you know, it's just a lot of people, like probably over 3 or 4 million people down there.
So I click there, 8 and 9. There's absolutely no chance at all that you're going to get a galactic core photo from Toronto. It's just not going to happen. If I was Greg, I'd be going up this way here, because you'll get pretty good photos up here. Through the green, you'll get some sort of photos. Most of the photos that I take where I am, it's 1, 2, and 3. The worst ones will be 3, but you'll certainly get some good photos at 2. You'll get some great photos at 1. So what did Patricia say? Try do Belgium.
Oh. I just see his comment there about glass. He says, isn't glass racist, like just for iPhone? No, it is not just for iPhone, because as of the first anniversary of their being in existence, they released a thing called Glass Anywhere. So you can actually go to glass.photo on your Android phone in your browser, and their browser experience is really, really nice, just like the app. So there you go.
There you go. Not sure why that's not showing Belgium. I spelled that right, haven't I?
Looks like it.
Yeah. I don't know why it's not there. Why it doesn't just show up there.
Oh, maybe you need a town in Belgium.
Ah, yeah. What's your town?
The country.
Patricia. So what's this one? North Mills?
Hope Mills, North Carolina.
Oh, Hope Mills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
even if you drove to the coast, it wouldn't be, well, it'd be a little better right at the coast.
Yeah, if you go out to the coast and you're shooting it earlier in the night as it's rising, you'll definitely get a photo. But otherwise, no, I wouldn't. Pretty much anywhere, even when we zoom like into here, this what's that there? That's probably still 4. What if I was you and I was around this sort of area here? I can't even see the pin anymore. Oh, there. The only thing that I honestly think you're going to be getting as far as Astro goes, besides moon photos, is star trail photos. You'll still get good star trail photos all through the yellow and green area there. You'll get good star trail photos.
I got star trails right in my backyard.
Yeah. Yep. So that's what I would be doing if I was you, and if you wanted to do those sorts of photos. Dave Podner. I think we even looked at this when I was talking with you guys.
Yeah, I think you did pull up his area. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So even for where Dave is, I'd be going up here somewhere. Like looking at that map, I'd be up here somewhere. Look, because as I look at this, I don't just look and go, well, like here's an area here, or here's an area here that could be okay, because as you're trying to get that core, you're photographing over the top of all these bright colors, and it's kind of pointless. For where Dave is, I'd be looking to go up here somewhere to shoot over to the east to get it that way. Antwerpen. We're going all around the world here. Where was it? There. Looks great. Looks bad. Oh, wow. Shit. This says there's too many people where you live. See, people look at what I do and they go, oh, it's amazing. You're so amazing at what you do. And I'm like, no, that's where I live. So that's where Patricia is. That's me.
Wow.
and these towns here, like this one here, I can actually see when I take photos, you can see the glow of those towns on the horizon. Like when you're taking astro photos, I've got it's a pretty bloody cool photo. It's a panorama photo of the galactic core, and it's like right up above. Before I did anything with phones, it's above this cow swamp, and there's all these dead trees out there, and the galactic core is reflected in the water. It's a bloody great shot, but it's about, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 photos all stitched together, and you can see because it was taken. I was about to point to my screen, and what you wouldn't have been able to see.
Yeah,
but but there's cow swamp right there. So I took this photo pretty much there. I'll zoom out, and the photo was taken, like the panorama is out like from about there to down here. And you can see Echuca, and you can see Bendigo, these two bigger towns. You can see the glow of those on the horizon. And you can see like the light pollution absolutely matters. It absolutely matters. But
yeah,
dark skies, if you want to take photos with your phones that are going to be looking like what I do, you need to go somewhere where it's clear. Like out here, what is that Bortle scope? Pardon me. I'm going to say it's probably 1. 2. 1. So Terex, I've done videos out at Terex before. That'll be a 1. The stuff that I do at Mount Hope, that, you know, with the rocks and, you know, when I've been out to Mount Hope, you see it all often enough on the videos. That's right here. Class 1. It's nice and dark there. You can't really go wrong. Yeah. Whenever I'm teaching astrophotography in person, I go to Mount Hope out that way because it's just so clear. The night skies are just so clear. Los Angeles. Was it Los Angeles? It was Los Angeles. This will be terrible. Actually, what's his name? Russell Brown. He takes some bloody sensational photos. And I dare say they're out here in the desert where he's doing that. So I'm not sure how far that is away. It's probably 2 or 3 hours drive, I suppose, from Los Angeles to get out to this desert. To me, that's worth that trip. I'd be taking that for sure every day. It's kind of astro. It does look like a bit of a computer game. Pittsburgh, we did, and that's right. We did look at it. That's right.
Yeah.
Namibia. Well, absolutely, Namibia would be awesome for astro.
Yeah.
How much is glass? It says the first 2 weeks are free.
Yeah, after the trial, it's $30 US a year, so whatever it is in wherever you are. But like I say, I've got a link that you can get it for $20 for the first year.
Where can people find that link, mate?
Just go to my podcast. You can find it at iphotography.ca and look in the show notes of any of the most recent ones, and there will be a link right there.
Mm-hmm. I have a dark sky protection park, protected park. Yeah. You only drive once a year? I reckon if you found, I don't know where you are, but if there's a photography group near you, like a photography club, they probably go to that place. I would say get in touch with those, even though you're shooting with a phone. Don't be like put off by that. In fact, I talk about that in a video that I'm editing right now. I went to there's an Astrophotography group on Facebook that I follow, and I think there's a lot of the bloody legends who are starting to post photos on this group with their phones, like their phone Astro photos. And some people really get their back up. It's like, oh, it's a bloody phone. It's not Astro. Pull you fucking Eddie, mate. Oh, it drives me freaking crazy. That would be my advice to you. If there's a photography club near you, and there's a dark sky protected area there, I would almost put money on it. They would go out there to take photos. So do we find? That's funny. It's not too many people. Too many refiners. Yeah, right. I bet there were more people before you moved there, eh? There you go. That lasts the whole day. Oh, it's a Pro battery, not the Pro Max. Okay, that's interesting. The photographer that does courses at you. Ah, yes.
So he's a camera snob.
Yeah. Well, all you need to ask them when they do that sort of thing is ask them if they still get service on their camera right now. Can they still make a phone call on their Sony camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I must admit, I do agree with this wholeheartedly. Because at the moment, I go through my house. I've got where all my camera gear is. I've got all set up here with USB-C because that's what pretty much every charge that I have is USB-C. And then before we go somewhere for a weekend or something, I'm like pulling drawers apart looking for a friggin' lightning cable to put into the car to take it with me, just so that the phone, because all my phone chargers that are here are all the wireless ones. I just put the phone on top of it.
Oh, right.
Then, so I'll go through cars and stuff, pulling freaking cables out, go, oh, I think that's the dodgy one. I better not take that. And just give me USB-C. It'd be just so much easier. Anyone tried light pollution? I have. No, there's not. And I tried Nissi. Nissi make really, really good filters for long exposure. I've used Nissi products for years and years and years. Oh, look, the sun's coming up. Look at the dots on my head. The sun's coming up. That's right. I'm doing this before dawn. Nissi filters are spectacular filters, and they make some for mobile phones. In fact, they've made new ones for the phone because the old ones kind of sucked. I even did a video about it. I was really disappointed because they've always been really good. That's what I've always used, and they actually make one for the night with a night filter as well. It's like a blue filter. I think it takes out like a certain color range of light out. And I think it's like the LEDs and stuff. And it made no difference. Honestly, it just put a blue tinge to the photo. Didn't do anything as far as light pollution went. And it was just a waste of money. I think I even made a video about that. But like I say, they've made new ones, and I'm due to get them when they are released so that I can do a video with them. And stay tuned. I don't know yet if they're any good yet. So we'll see. I would have said 16, but hey, surely they've got to do it at some point. Like it's just ridiculous to have that still. Apple must do something about the extreme lens. Have a pause button on video.
Pause button would be nice on video.
Yeah, they would actually. Do others have that? I don't know. I can't say I've seen it. No, I honestly don't know. But the lens flare thing, it sucks. But I've got to tell you that every phone that I have does it. It's just the iPhones are the worst for it. But every other phone that I have, they all do it. And I think you guys would know me well enough now that I'm not going to sit here and say that Apple does this and no other phone does. I'm not going to favor one over the other, but I'll put my hand on my heart and say that every phone that I have does that. and that's just physics. Just Apple does it worse than everyone else. But they do fix it in the live photos to an extent.
Yeah, in the right circumstances.
Yeah. But that's about it. Next year, remember that Apple motto.
Yeah, remember that? I think it was, I don't know, months ago you did a live and we were talking about that in the chat.
Yeah, that's right.
And well, maybe it was when he was on. Yeah,
it could be.
It was.
It could be.
It was when he was on.
I should probably bring him back on because he's a bit of a pisser. He's pretty funny to listen to and have a chat with. The three of us should talk. God, nothing. We wouldn't even talk about bloody photography.
Yeah. There's that Vivo X70 Pro Plus. That's the one I was talking about.
Yep. Every Android, really? I've never noticed that. I'll have to go and have a look at that now. Because I've got, so the Pixel you're saying has it, and the S22 has it, I'm guessing, from that. I've never noticed that. But
Colin,
what I will point
in the
out,
Bloody Legends Facebook group? If
I
you
reckon
are,
that
I would
name's
love to
from-
see some photos out of your camera.
I reckon he is. What I will point out here is that my Vivo X70 Pro Plus has hardly any lens flare. It still has it. That's my point. But they all do it. Are you in that group though, Colin? I reckon he is. I've got a feeling he is. There was someone who put some X70 photos from, I think might have been an iPhone, then an X70 photo of a doorway and some flowers and stuff at nighttime. And it was pretty impressive.
Maybe, yeah. I
got
know
a
the
feeling
ones
it
you're
was him.
talking about.
Yeah. I've got a feeling it was him. Anyway, I think of, well, the reason that you haven't seen that phone on this channel is that I just can't get the bloody thing. There are so many phones that people say to me, test this phone, you'll be blown away. Test this, I can't get the damn things. And
Yeah.
And the day that I go and spend, a couple of grand on a phone, buying it from someone overseas off eBay, it's just not going to happen. It's just not, unless I could, when I'm spending that sort of money, unless it's like a place here in Australia that I can spend it with, and if I know it doesn't turn up, I can go and knock on the door and give them a Liverpool kiss and say, "Where's my phone?" I just won't be doing it. There's a new Vivo X80 Pro. I think it's also the Huawei long exposure. Oh, okay, that's interesting. See, even that how do you pronounce that?
Xiaomi?
Yeah. You're the reason that I pronounce Huawei properly. You remember that?
Yeah, Huawei, yep.
Yeah. And I remember when I first started this channel and we were talking about these cameras, I'm like, oh, how do you pronounce that bloody thing? I reckon you told me like 6 or 7 times how to pronounce it, and I finally got it right. I'm useless with that. It's like Patricia here. I didn't know how to say his name. For those that don't know, I was calling him Patricia for freaking ages.
Yeah.
And he ended up sending me a Facebook message of an audio recording of how to say his name. It was pretty funny. Dear. But the latest flagship X30 Pro, yes, that is you. Okay.
Okay, good.
You have to try and find this thing. Internal temp high, allow it to cool. My phone, my camera, it seemed, and it's not the iPhone 13 Pro Max. But it looks like I'm going now because my camera just died.
Someone just asked, what's the name of the website again to get my glass link? It's iPhoneography.ca. So iPhone and then ography, all one word, .ca.
Done deal. All right, mate. Well, you can't see me anymore because my camera just died. I really need to set up 2 cameras in here. I am all rigged up for it. I just didn't do it, and I haven't done it for ages. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for coming on, Greg. I appreciate it, mate. It's good to catch up as always.
Great discussion and great chat with everybody.
Yep. All right, fellas and ladies. See you all next time. Catch you later.
Cheers, everybody.